guys, hope you're doing well. So today we're in a Mount York Reserve. At the moment we are at the Mount York summit. So this is 1016 meters summit. There's lots of information here. There's a historic site, so you can spend a few hours reading all these information boards here. So on the horizon you can see the Mount window at 1300 plus meters of elevation. You can see the bonfire here. You've got the Heart Lake historic sites in front of you. So these are very helpful, and there's much more information boards here. If you hang around at the car park, there's a campsite in the back there. It has a couple of toilets there, so you can actually stay here for the night. But the plan today is not just to get to the lookout. So today we're gonna do a fairly big hike. It's about 12.5 kilometer hike, and I'm gonna show you on the map what's gonna happen today. So we are currently here. So we're gonna descend down the Coxs Road all the way to the Lockyers Track hut, and from here we're gonna continue down the Lawson's Long Alley track all the way down here to this point, and this is the return trail which goes along the Mount York Road. There's a couple lookouts here along the way. So this is going to be a full day adventure, so I'm really excited. It's a beautiful day. So this is where the trail starts. This is the Coxs Road. So we're gonna descend down the Coxs Road. So the recommended direction to do this hike would be clockwise, because descent down the Coxs Road is very steep. So this is the Coxs descent, built in 1815. So it's more than 200 years old trail. So we're gonna take some shots from the lookout here, and then we're gonna start descending down towards the Little Hartley. It's a beautiful views right at the beginning of the walk. I think this is the best part of the walk. Very steep edge here. Don't want to come too close. Beautiful rock formations in here. I think this is the climber section. So I'm going down the Coxs Road. The descent is getting a little bit steeper now, but overall it's not like a huge descent. We're descending from around 1000 plus meters to about 800 plus, so it's about 200 meter descent. So today is Friday. Eastern Whipbird, you can hear them. It's a nice couple. So today is Friday. It's about 12 o'clock. After 12 o'clock, so the trail should take me about 5 hours. If I'm gonna be too slow, there's alternative to do the loop, 10-kilometer loop. As always, I'm very slow in the beginning, and then I have to pick up the pace. I'm doing too much filming, but to be fair, the views from the top were really nice, so I really wanted to show you the views from there, because most of the people will just get to the Mount York Reserve. They won't do any hiking in here. The trail, I assume, is gonna be very quiet, considering it's like Friday, so it's not a weekend, so I'm not expecting to see any hikers here. This is not a popular trail. This is sort of like a less traveled trail, less touristy. Once we get to the bottom, we're probably gonna see some wildlife in there. There should be some kangaroos, wallabies at the bottom of the valley. So I think I'm at the bottom of the valley. As you can see, there's a sign that we're gonna be walking along the nature track at the moment, coming onto those plains that you've seen from the top. There's Some kangaroos chilling in the back there. I think we're gonna see more kangaroos on this trail here. So this is where we came from. So as you can see, the ground here is very wet. Even though everything looks pretty dry around here, I think it's just because of the most recent rains. It has been raining a lot in New South Wales for the last week, and even last night it's been raining all night. The trail sort of goes to the private property, but we're not really trespassing it. There's lots of kangaroos here now, and most of them are sleeping, having a break. Pretty cool part of the trail. So after that section with the private land, the trail is now just a regular fire road, it's nothing too exciting. I'm getting a little bit hungry as well, so I'm looking forward to have some lunch. So I think at the end of the nature trail we're gonna have a break, and then I'll decide which way I'll be returning back. As you can see, the camping is another 300 meters that way. I don't think I'm gonna go there. I was thinking to have a lunch break in there. This is the beginning of the Lockyers Road, so I think I'm just gonna carry down the Lockyers Road at the moment, and I'll probably just find a place for lunch along the trail there. So the trail from the get-go is quite steep. Now walking through in between those beautiful boulders here. So I think that'll be a good spot to have a break. So this is a popular trail for the mountain bikers as well, although I don't see any tire trails. So maybe it's not that popular, but I've definitely seen people riding this trail on a mountain bike. There's a couple of technical sections in between those rocks. I'm a mountain biker myself, so I was just checking the lines. One of the reasons that I wanted to hike this trail was also to see if it will be something fun to ride on a bike. But maybe in the future I'll come back here. I'm gonna ride this trail. I'm gonna suss it out today, see if it's anything. I'm gonna see what's the trail condition as I'm walking it. But for now I'm gonna have some lunch, and then we're gonna carry on. So for lunch, we're gonna have some butter croissant. I wanted to get something else, but there was nothing else. And of course my favorite. And I've got some banana as well. There we go. Beautiful butter croissant. Hopefully it's not too soggy. Still looks good. It's one of the best lookouts on this trail. It was definitely worth just coming for this view. It's absolutely spectacular from here. So here we've got Mount York. We descended down here. This is the Coxs Road trail through the bush. Coxs Road. We're walking along this pond over there through the nature trail. So as you can see, I'm surrounded by the yellow flowers of acacia. They're not as bright as maybe at the beginning of the winter. The color is a little bit fading away, but they still look beautiful. So I just climbed one of those pagodas to the east, and this is the view on the other side of the valley. Beautiful views from to the west and to the east. The final section of the trail will be going along just parallel to the Mount York Road. So this is the road that we were driving in the morning to get to the Mount York Reserve, to get to the car park. So here's a little side trail to the historic wells. I'm gonna check it out right now. So this is the final lookout on this trail, Barden Lookout. It's a very similar view to the historic wells, but I think the historic wells was slightly better. It was a little bit less obstructed and it seemed a little bit higher. Yeah, the other lookout was definitely better. But this is the last one, so it's another 700 meters to the car park. So I thought that would be a perfect place to finish today's video. Overall, if I was to summarize, very nice trail, very quiet. I haven't seen a single person for the whole day along the trail, which means even if you come here on a weekend, you're probably gonna have the trail most likely just for yourself. So even if you don't want to do the whole trail, I'll probably highly recommend you come and have a look at the Mount York Reserve and the lookouts over there. They are beautiful, so you don't have to descend there. So that will conclude today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.